It was a stormy night. Thunder shook the sky, and waves crashed against the small fishing skiff Rebecca steered with all her strength. Her teenage son, James, gripped the edge of the boat, eyes wide in fear. Then James spotted something in the water, a shape, floating, unmoving, a body. Rebecca froze, her heart racing. She knew the sea could take you in seconds, yet without thinking, she dove into the freezing water. Minutes felt like hours before she pulled him aboard, a man barely alive, his clothes torn, a luxury watch glinting under the lantern light. They thought they were saving a life, but what they pulled from the water that night would change their world and their hearts forever. Before we dive deeper, tell us where you're watching from, and if you're new here, click on the subscribe button so you never miss our stories. Because the man they saved wasn't just drowning in the sea, he was drowning in secrets. The coastal village of Greyport was small, poor, and tight-knit. Everyone knew everyone, and life was a daily struggle. Rebecca, a widowed fisherwoman, worked tirelessly to keep herself and James afloat. James, curious and kind, dreamed of a life beyond nets and waves. That night, they brought the stranger, who called himself Daniel, into their humble shack, nursing him back to health. He spoke little, his expensive but torn clothing and luxury watch out of place in the simple village. Gossip spread. Strange men appeared near the docks asking questions. Rebecca's instincts told her to be wary, yet gratitude and curiosity kept Daniel hidden. What was a man like him doing here, and why did he beg them not to call the authorities? Daniel helped Rebecca repair nets and mend doors, and slowly James began to trust him. But Rebecca remained wary. At night, Daniel suffered nightmares, whispering names they didn't recognize. One afternoon, Rebecca discovered a waterproof wallet hidden in his coat, multiple IDs, passports, and a photo of a woman wearing the same gold ring he carried. The questions multiplied. Who was this man, really? And why was he here, begging for secrecy? Then news reached the village. Authorities continued the search for missing billionaire Daniel Cross, accused of fraud and murder. Rebecca froze. The man in her home was that Daniel. Rebecca confronted Daniel quietly. He did not deny his identity, but insisted he had been framed, that the truth was darker than the media portrayed. He claimed his business partner had staged his disappearance to seize control of his empire. Rebecca didn't know what to believe. Meanwhile, whispers in the village grew louder, and a stranger posing as a fisherman began tracking Daniel. Rebecca had spent her life trusting the sea, but not men. Now she was risking both. Was she protecting an innocent man, or harboring a criminal? One evening, James overheard Daniel on the phone. "They found me." That night, armed men raided their shack demanding the money. Daniel fought them off, wounded, and Rebecca hid him in a cave near the shore. While tending to him, she discovered documents in his bag, offshore accounts, political bribes, and a transfer to her late husband's name. Her world shattered. That's when Rebecca realized this man hadn't just brought danger to her door. He'd already been there long before he arrived. Who was her husband, really? And why was Daniel paying him before he died? Flashbacks revealed that Rebecca's husband had worked security for Daniel's company. He had uncovered corruption and intended to expose it, but drowned mysteriously at sea. Daniel confessed, "Your husband tried to save me once, and they killed him for it." Rebecca broke down. She had saved the man connected to her husband's death. Yet Daniel insisted he was trying to make things right, holding proof that could bring the real criminals down. But someone powerful wanted that proof destroyed. The storm that had taken her husband's life was about to return. Another storm erupted. Authorities and hired gunmen descended on Greyport. Rebecca and James helped Daniel escape by sea. Bullets rained, boats collided, and the waves turned monstrous. Daniel handed Rebecca a flash drive with all the evidence, telling her to ensure the truth survived. Then, as lightning split the sky, he jumped overboard, disappearing into the storm. The next day, only wreckage remained. For days the sea was silent. Some said it claimed him again. Others said Daniel vanished by choice, a man choosing freedom over capture. Weeks later, Rebecca received a letter from abroad. Inside were legal documents clearing her husband's name and a deed to a small shipping business in their name. She cried quietly by the shore, letting the wind and waves wash over her grief. James looked out at the horizon, and for a fleeting moment he thought he saw Daniel on a ship's deck, watching them from afar. He was gone from their lives, yet his presence lingered in memory. He vanished from the headlines. But in one small fishing village, a mother and son never forgot the man they saved. Sometimes kindness pulls you into storms you never saw coming. You think you're simply doing what's right, helping someone in need, and yet that very choice can unravel everything you thought you knew. But sometimes those storms carry truth, revealing secrets buried beneath the waves. Rebecca didn't just save a life that night. She uncovered the truth. What would you have done if you were in her shoes? Could you have faced the same storms? Let us know in the comments. Before we continue, tell us where you're watching from, and if you're new here, click subscribe so you never miss another story. If this story touched you, don't forget to like this video. It helps us bring more true stories every week. And if you haven't already, subscribe, because the next story might just change the way you see kindness, courage, and the hidden truths waiting beneath the surface.